All right, welcome back everybody to another home launch golf video. Today we're continuing kind of our testing of the Garmin R10. So what I wanted to do is we're going to basically load into E6, kind of go through into the practice area, the short chip and putt practice area, and we're going to basically just set it up for a short chip shot because this device in the beginning when it first launched really had trouble struggling, like most devices, kind of in around 10 yards and less. So we're really going to try to test that today. We're going to hit, maybe 10 or 12 shots, see how many of them it picks up, kind of like less than 10 yards. We do have it set at basically 15 feet, laser measured to the impact screen, and then between the device and this red tee down here where I'm going to be hitting the ball from, there's 7 feet of distance, and that's what Garmin actually recommends for minimum space. If you look in their documentation, it says you can set the unit anywhere from 6 to 8 feet behind, but Garmin actually does recommend 7 feet. So we got it at 7 feet behind the ball, and then we've got the minimum required distance for ball flight, which is going to be 8 feet from the red tee up to the impact screen. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to launch the E6 Connect app. It pretty much defaults to landscape mode, unlike some of the other apps. So launched it. It's saying the device is not found. So real quick, we're going to go back out of here. We're going to launch into the Garmin app, and then we're going to basically check on the Garmin devices. And it is connected. So we'll minimize the Garmin app, leave it open and running in the background. We'll relaunch E6, and now it shows the device is connected. All right, so included in your purchase of the Garmin R10, you still get the E6 basically mobile demo license, which is going to give you access to 5 courses. I'll kind of show you. If we go to play golf, we just got a guest loaded in there, stroke play. Basically, you're going to get 5 courses that you can play. They're perpetual, so you get to keep those. So that's one great benefit of this device, is it is going to give you simulation software that you can continue to use without having to pay any kind of subscription fee. All right, so we'll back out of this. We'll go into the practice section because that's what we're going to actually be doing today. So you do have the driving range. It gives you several different ranges here. We're actually going to be going into like the chip and putt area. And then we're just going to select the top chip and putt area. That way we can kind of move the ball around to the shot that we actually want to set up today. So we'll click next, tee off. All right, and then I've done some other demonstration videos. If you click in the bottom right-hand corner here, it gives you some menu options where you can move the pin, you can move your ball. So we'll click on the pin. All right, so we'll kind of set it up at 29 feet, so we're just barely inside of 10 yards since we do kind of really want to test out like the short chipping capabilities of the device today. So we'll go ahead and hit the green button. It's ready. You can go over here and hit the 3 dots to the left, and then click the golf ball. It'll basically bring you back on your view, so now you can actually see the ball. If you don't like that, you can kind of be like, have the camera set to where you're basically on top of the ball looking forward. So we'll kind of move it back just so we can kind of see the ball flight a little bit better. Now we are hitting, it looks like down the slope a little bit. All right, so in today's demonstration, we are going to hit this little short chip shot. Try to keep everything below 10 yards. Probably honestly going to try to carry this since it is downhill, maybe more like 5 or 6 yards. Let it roll out a little bit. We are going to be hitting my 58 degree, and I'm going to try to hit maybe like 10 or 12 shots, and we'll see how many of them maybe it misses or we have no reads on. All right, so here's shot 1. All right, so a little bit far. Ran that about 10 feet past the hole. Looks like we had to carry a 20 feet, so a little over 6 yards. See if we can get that a little bit lower on this shot here. Oh, I think we might have hit the pin on that one. But we did have a carry on that one of 26.4 feet. So we actually carried that one a little bit further than the first one. So let me see if I can really get it low here. That looks a little bit better. All right, we made it. All right, so on the third one, basically we carried it 17.2 feet, so we carried it under 6 yards that time. See if we can go a little bit less than that, get it under 5 maybe. Okay, yep, that definitely felt a little bit shorter. It's not going to make it to the hole. So yeah, 14.6, so we did get it under 5 yards that time. All right, hopefully I think that one's a little bit shorter. Yep, So 13.3 feet that time. So we're between 4 and 5 yards, about 4.5 yards there. Now that one didn't really show on the graphic on screen that it actually got in the air, but I probably only carried it about 8 or 9 feet, in all honesty, here in the sim room. So it actually said that I only carried that one about 7 feet. I think that was a little bit of a misread, but I'm glad that it did still pick it up. All right, so that was pretty good. Probably going to be around that 5 yard carry mark. Actually, it's a little over 4 yards. They're on the 7th shot. A couple more here. Push that one a little bit to the right. Yeah, that was kind of short. But I still feel like that was pretty accurate as far as the ball flight inside here. So yeah, we carried that one just under 3 yards. All right, and we got another one that carried about right at about 5 yards there on the 9th shot there. So let's hit one more here. All right, so we've hit 10 shots. We've hit 10 short chips. I will say the Garmin had some struggles when it first launched, but I feel like now, like after all of the updates, the app updates, the firmware updates that it's gone through, in the 2.5 years that it's been out, it's actually kind of dialed this in a little bit to where, as you can see, it can pick up chips as short as probably even with a carry of 3 yards, which it was very frustrating in the early going with this device because one, you almost had to cheat. I don't know if you remember that. You'd have to bring the club back like really fast to try to get it to register that it was reading the club. You were pulling it back, and then you have to decelerate and kind of slow down into the ball. Which, you know, if you do that and you practice that, you're going to create problems for yourself on the course. So I'm really glad to see that they've kind of fixed their short chipping issues. So we'll just hit another one here real quick. Yeah, read it. Gonna try to see if I can hit one barely and see if I can land it really in front of the screen, see if it picks that up. Wow. Okay, so I landed that right there in front of the screen, which is probably from that distance right at about 8 feet. And it even showed that it carried 7.5 feet. See if I can go a little bit lower than that. Okay, so we came back to make, yep, 7 feet. Yeah, kind of had weird animation there. So, um, you know, carry, about 8 feet might be the limitation here. Maybe we'll try to hit just a couple more here. All right, that was right at the bottom of the screen. And that had some weird, I think it's going to show kind of a crazy spin number maybe. Yeah, I don't think we had that much backspin on it, but it kind of just stopped. Try to hit another really short one. Okay, so that was in front of the screen, and it just, yeah. So yeah, it shows a carry of 2.4 feet, but obviously that landed up here, and that's probably going to be more like 7.5 feet. So that should be about 9 feet, 9.5 feet. Okay, it looks like the device just locked up and has a straight red. All right, so the device just went with a straight red light. So we went ahead and turned it off. It disconnected. I turned it back on. You can see that it's basically kind of just back up and ready just within a few seconds. So try to hit one more shot here. About 8.5, 9 feet of carry probably on that one in the room. Yeah, and it has it at 10 feet. So I think it was actually maybe about a foot or so short of that, but still a really, really, really good. Huge improvement over when the device launched. Like this was a big sticking point, and I think you've kind of seen that with other devices. I demoed the SC4 from Voice Caddy on the channel with a kind of similar demo here. It really struggled to kind of read any kind of height on the shot, and it just looked like a bunch of putts kind of coming out of the fringe on that video. And then we've kind of done some short shipping tests as well with the MLM2 Pro recently. So I feel like both of those devices have kind of addressed the issues that they kind of started with. So it's just glad to see that, because this gets really frustrating. Not when you're sitting here practicing, but like when you're playing sim golf, whether it be in E6 courses or whether it be in like GS Pro or something. Like if you get just off the green and you've got a not really a lot of green to work with, to short pin or short flag, knowing that you're going to have to probably hit past the flag just for it to pick up the shot, that is super annoying. So I'm really glad to see that this is much improved over the last time that I was using this device. All right, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short shipping demo in E6 with the Garmin R10. If you do like this kind of content, please make sure to like the video. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions as to like what you want to see with the Garmin R10, please leave them down below for me. I'll try to work them into future videos. We're going to continue this series and continue to make videos with the R10 over the next few weeks, just to kind of test it out and see what all it can do. So thank you again for watching the video. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.